Hey, does somebody want to do this for me so I can go do some bedtime
Yep,
stuff?
I got it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and welcome to this week's Metagame Minute. I'm Rhett, and we're going to go in reverse horn order over here. And Milo, you had a pretty big episode. A lot of things going down, a lot of threads, a lot of moving and shaking happening.
Your Rhett is spot on.
Kind of like
it's dead on.
Take us through what was happening with you in that whole episode. Were you thinking this or that, or who knows? Anyway, go ahead and answer my question now.
Yeah. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is all the stuff I wanted. I feel really weird about being in like this Frankenstein laboratory thing again. That just rubs me the wrong way, but I guess
that was a cool
for
plot
like a greater good.
Because I thought about it and it just didn't bother Riff. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen it. But that was a cool point with you, and I really enjoyed your stuff with Ball as well, like how you kind of just let it take you over or whatever.
Yeah. I do want to touch on their panger, and if that relates at all to the place that I was in my dream, and because that was something that was kind of like just washes over you in that place, and that's something that they were able to create there. So I'm kind of wondering if there's a similar kind of thing going on after the mages were incapacitated, and maybe this is like the backup system that just makes all the Warforged go crazy. I don't know. That's kind of something I was thinking of that.
The virus and the programming.
It was really important to me that it didn't get out that I can make aura, because I really don't feel comfortable giving aura out just to everybody here. It
would solve your money problem probably, though.
No, it's not. It's something in my mind that Ball would think like this part of the world isn't ready for. We've learned how to use it, properly and not, use it for bad stuff where I'm from. But I don't think he would trust other people to use it the same way, and that's kind of why he believes that they kind of keep it under wraps and only sell like a certain amount and stuff, and kind of control it.
So is your neck of the woods, are they the ones like basically making the world supply of aura? Is that why it's so rare? Or?
Yeah, that's where it's from.
Where
that's
like your land's import export biz.
Yeah, that's
nice.
It's the major thing that kind of put them on the map, I think.
And with you dealing with Tiernan, I mean, obviously you said it was a big shock and that sort of thing, but like, what's going on in your brain? Like, do you think he's good guy, bad guy, or do you just think he's probably we'll both go your character and you, Milo, or is he probably just like a mad scientist that's won't see the error of his ways until the end?
Yeah, that's what I think he is. I think he's basically Frankenstein, and he's just kind of messing with stuff that he doesn't fully understand. I think Ball believes that he has good intentions and he wouldn't do bad things intentionally, and he's willing to help someone that is for the greater good, and can kind of see an end goal in mind, I guess. So that's kind of why he had a pretty deep thought process before he decided to actually help Tiernan. So
gotcha. And my final question for you, and then obviously you can say any other stuff that's on your brain, but I was thinking as a player, and like I wanted to have Riff wanted to have a conversation with Mr. Ball at some point, and maybe we will later, but it might be pointless now. But I was thinking as I was inspecting, I jumped up on the table and was inspecting, and then we were kind of both engaging the doctor. And I had a thought go across my head. I was like, I wonder if Mr. Ball could just rebuild this thing and make it work 100%. And he's holding back on the fucking doctor guy because he's like, I'm not going to give the aliens aren't going to give the humans the technology.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking, well, I can probably help him in a way. I can give him aura, and I know the mechanics of Warforge and stuff. I could probably work with him for a little while and maybe get him to the point that he wants to be at, but I was definitely holding back, wanting to kind of read his intentions a little more. So yeah, that's
gotcha.
totally what I was doing.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, really, really great chatting with you, Milo. Let's move on to Caleb playing Scory Telbrun. Miss Telbrun, you had the thing, the thing that I was laughing at multiple times with you, just because I just edited the other one last night, and like in the description I sent you, I was like, you try to get something for nothing, like you and Ball were out shopping. And then tonight I started laughing when you were asking about the teleportation circle. I was like, if they had one, I was like, oh, he knows the code to ours. I was like, so again, he's just being a cheap ass, and he's going to go stay in the mansion and then come back to us in the morning.
Yeah. You look like you had a hot shower, Scory.
I want to sleep in my bed. Yeah. But no, you had a lot of interesting moments as well. Take us through, your sort of process of the episode and everything.
I'm really the whole storyline of Aura and Warforged and the whole sentience thing is really interesting to Scory and myself, and kind of where that boundary lies. And so I feel like exploring that quite a bit with this poor Tiernan, who probably wasn't anticipating somebody quizzing them on philosophy and stuff like that. Yeah,
I'm getting big time Data vibes as we're talking with him.
Yeah,
it's
Data.
Like, this seems like a conversation I've heard on Star Trek.
Yeah, Data and what is it? Lowell.
Yeah,
it was Lowell. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I just love the whole concept of it, and so I was excited to geek out about that, and it's kind of playing into the whole Ball Scory connection. It hasn't been hit really hard, but I feel like there's been a friendship kind of brewing between the two of them a little bit more recently.
Yeah, I was surprised that Ball just trusts you. It just kind of came out and was like, yeah, he does. He doesn't have any reason not to, and him and Scory have actually got along pretty well. So yeah,
I'm impressed that you let him have some aura for the night.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting the way that kind of just happened.
Yeah. Because dude, I wouldn't trust Scory as far as I could throw you, and I'm 210 and a little girl, so I wouldn't fucking with how shady you've kind of been, and how you always seem to just be like, well, I'm gonna do the thing that's right for me, and then if it helps out the group, but riff me as as a player, where when he was Milo gave you the secret that he can do the aura and the stuff, and then he gave it to, I was like, this is where Caleb does classic Caleb. He goes, I leave the bar.
Yeah.
There are definitely things that Ball doesn't know about Scory. If he would have known about the book burning and shit, a different scenario. But he doesn't know about that. So
that's the thing. He's pretty loyal to his pacts and his duty, but
duty.
He's also about being free, and so he's kind of out for numero uno, but he's not going to be a jerk and sell anyone out.
I think that's the big thing with Ball, is they have a connection over that.
Yeah,
that's Ball's big thing.
And I should mention two things I wanted to mention before we move around the horn a little further. Wolf, your weapon. I don't know if you could tell who my background is. Go from Kill Bill with the chain whip and the ball. That's how I picture Wolf in this episode now, in a little Japanese schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah, in a little Japanese school-girl.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's actually what he's been wearing this whole time.
Yeah.
Don't I look cute?
Yeah. Ball, the rune that I pulled was pretty interesting. It represents growth and rebirth, which is seems pertinent to life.
Oh, for sure. So, with what's going to happen today, probably.
So, that's ominous. Okay, that's all I got.
Cool. Cool. So, Mr. Wolf, what are you thinking? You got cool new toys. You had some great comedy bits, with the different limb parts and that sort of thing. Where's Mr. Wolf's head at?
I'm so glad he didn't find a head. I'm just so glad.
I mean, he just he likes trying to make weapons out of really anything. I mean, like a barbarian. I mean, he's like a kid in that way. Like, you remember when you were a kid and anything you'd pick up was suddenly a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically he just that's what he likes doing. He's like, I could definitely hit someone with this. Like, especially in like combat scenarios, you know, if you don't drop your weapon or you run out of weapons, you just got to pick up whatever you have near you. And especially he found that chain. He thought that was pretty cool. He was just proud of his chain, you know? I mean, Ball can have a chain. Wolf can have a chain, you know?
I also think because you fought the Warforged, you know, you were on the front lines. So to you, it's probably not a bit like I viewed it almost as like, you know, like people that are in war, you know, they do really weird things. Like you see photos of like, you know, dudes from the Vietnam War, like posing with like dead bodies or whatever, you know, 'cause like that's how they were processing it. So I would imagine for you, like as a player, I was like, oh, he doesn't care because he's seen all this. Like he's probably blown Warforged into smithereens before or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, it's pretty easy to compartmentalize that because it's like, you know, the Warforged, there's these autonomous creations being controlled. So it's not like to him, probably in his brain, the way he compartmentalized it was like, well, they're not really people. They're just tools. They're just machines. And I can just, you know, wantonly slaughter them and pick up their limbs and throw it around. Doesn't matter. They're just, you know, it's like a ballista, right?
Yeah.
You just take the pieces off and do what you want with it.
You've probably used their parts before. Like you're like, oh man, I really hope they have like one of these because that swing's really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this arm is really balanced.
Yeah, that's why you wanted to find the head. So
yeah. Anything else? Like I really enjoyed your because this is why I love how you play D&D. Like you'll do something and then you'll double down. So you're like, I'm going to swing the train again.
Yeah.
And I kind of like wanted. I'm glad you hit it. Obviously, like that's a cool moment. But I kind of wanted you to hit the fucking guy again, and then like and then like a bar battle breaks out, and it's like I
thought about it, but I mean, I didn't want to get too carried away with that. So, but yeah, that's awesome. All I got.
I enjoyed how Zephyrus kind of like was leading like the bar shanties, you know, shanty tunes or whatever. That that seems very much within his character. And but he didn't really have much to do this episode. He kind of like
he was a little quiet.
Yeah,
Arthur.
Yeah. Arthur Magnus. Alex, as we're here he comes. Here he comes. Hey, we were just talking about you. So, how do you feel about this episode? Sorry. Hold on. Let me do it as Rhett. And, so we've got Arthur Magnus here now with us. And, tell us, Zephyrus, Rhett, how did you feel about, learning about body parts? And did it affect you in any way? Or, were you just so excited to get out of there and lead those bar shanties that you just couldn't control yourself?
Absolutely. No, I really enjoyed this episode.
I forgot about the absolutely.
100%.
No doubt.
Like Rhett's interviewing himself.
I really enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I enjoyed really the stuff with Ball the most, obviously, like him kind of getting to go back and forth with the professor, getting to talk about Aura, getting to have the debate about, what's life, what's not. It really reminded me of like one of my favorite Star Trek episodes, which is I think it's called like
we were saying that earlier,
More Than a Man or something.
Measure of a Man.
Measure of a Man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is like such a great episode. But yeah, it was exciting.
Nice. I as far as my character goes, like the whole Aura thing, it goes back into like how I'm trying to sort of develop the character shadow wise, and I'm thinking if I can learn the basics of Aura. And the second, if I ever find out Mr. Ball can create Aura, I'm thinking of like basically creating like shadow Aura. Like I'm thinking about that as like my energy, my, that sort of shadow essence. That's why I'm interested in it.
If you could learn to power your own shadows as
like a Peter Pan attack.
Construct.
Yeah. Peter Pan attack. And or like mirror image only with shadows. Alex, rounding us out here.
Yes.
A lot of great story in the last couple of episodes. We're learning a lot of new stuff, obviously, and how are we playing your game, and what are some of your favorite moments from this episode?
You guys are playing it great.
Yes. Are we good at D&D?
You guys are fantastic. I love having you guys.
Thanks, Dad.
In this world. It is always so neat to see what you guys will hit on and what I thought you would hit on and you won't.
Well, now you got to tell us what.
But the answer to that is like a million things.
Okay, that's fair.
That's what I do. Is I just in my head just compact a million different things that might happen, and you guys pick the one. And that's what we do. So I love it.
Oh, what about that garbage aura? Like he was trying to mix it with something or cut it with
Second
something.
rate.
I would say that, Ball, you would know that that's just what happens when you are just trying to use the aura that you have left. It's
like when you get to the bottom of a soap thing and you start adding water to it.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's what Ball was thinking. Is like, if I get him some fresh aura, we'll probably be able to make this thing happen.
Yeah, he's scraping the resin. Dude,
that's so funny because that's exactly what I thought. Like Scory was going to do, where he's like, because Ball was like, yeah, here, take this whole bottle. Yeah. And then in the morning it comes back and it looks like a little less blue or whatever. He's like, is there fucking water in here, bro? Like, did you take half of this and fill it back up?
No. He takes his little vial, fills it with water, and goes and sells it for 50 gold. He's like these dudes that cut their drugs with like fentanyl or something.
I was just going to say, this is a very Breaking Bad scenario that we're setting up.
Well, cool. Everybody, thank you all for listening to the Metagame Minute, your once weekly Patreon Thursday. I've been Rhett, and bye. See you on Monday.